Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. Analyzing XRP yearly surge with Bitcoin trends in 2013, 2017, and 2021. And if anybody's been feeling a little bit worried or a little bit down after the SEC v Ripple case concluded and XRP didn't hit a new all-time high, this might make you feel a little bit better because one of the most major points I've been making since then is undoubtedly true, which is that the entire market correlates. So directionally, when we get these huge moves to the upside or the downside, it's a virtual certainty XRP and Bitcoin will be moving in tandem, even if not down to the second, the minute, the day, so on and so forth. They do. You zoom out on a chart and you can absolutely see it. And so to put this in context and then also understand where we are in a market cycle right now and when Bitcoin might be launching. See, that's what leads me to feel quite a bit of excitement, while others in the community, maybe you, maybe not you, but many in the community are not so much feeling that. And I'm sorry, all I got is a positive message here, because despite downward price action recently, I just don't think it's going to matter in the end. And there have been an untold number of instances in the past where XRP price went down only to melt faces. And I'm going to show you some of that, actually. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And by the way, there is this article, and this is from about a week and a half or so ago from the Crypto Basic. XRP could rise 439% to $3+ in 1 week, history shows. And I didn't share the article at the time. That's not really necessary to read through it, but the sentiment is absolutely true. Things happen fast when XRP absolutely goes. I mean, when it happens very fast. And for those of you that weren't here in 2017, just be aware that XRP went on its most face-melting rampage in history. It was around 20-something cents, then ran up to $4 ultimately. That happened in a span of about 2.5 weeks from that starting point to the top. That's it. So that's all you get. And technically, yeah, you could sell a little bit to the downside before it completely capitulates. But that's about all the time that you get. So when it goes, it's going to happen really, really, really fast. By the way, at the time I'm recording this, XRP is at 52 cents and Bitcoin's at $26,213. And the market's definitely in fear at 38 out of 100 on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Not me, though. I am most certainly not in fear. I'm just counting on humans to use their emotions to make important buying and selling decisions, and it's part of my strategy is just to anticipate that humans will keep doing what they're doing, which is to say make poor financial moves. That's part of my strategy, actually. So I just don't participate. I buy stuff. I don't pretend to know when it's going to go up or down. I am not a wizard. I'm not a finance guru. I'm just a regular dude on the internet. And so I just sit around doing nothing because that's the most safe move for me, most certainly. So anyway, as far as this article analyzing what had happened in the past, there was an XRP community member named XRP Riz who shared this chart, and I can make it full screen for a second. And these are actually Bitcoin charts in 2013, 2017, 2021, and then now. And he's noting similarities. Now, I'm not pretending to be a chart guy, so I'm not going to speak on the validity or not of specific moments in time on some sort of micro scale or anything like that. But what he's noting here is, even if you can see it, even if you're not, there are just moments in time where, Bitcoin starts to ramp up a little bit, and then eventually it just blows off and just takes away. And so we're at the point before we've seen the next all-time high, which is obviously, when you look at the most recent chart on the right, we haven't seen that major move to the upside. But historically, this is the behavior that we've come to expect, and XRP is absolutely followed. That's the point. That's all that you need to know. So let me jump down a little, because I don't need to read this whole article, but there are some points in this that are well made, because what the author of this article did was they looked at that chart, and it's really just showing the price of Bitcoin, and then there's a hashtag XRP in the actual post on X, formerly known as Twitter, and indicating clearly that they're thinking, this is going to be really good for XRP. And I certainly agree with that sentiment. But they didn't cite specifically what that means, and so the author of this got into it a little bit further, and I agree with the direction this guy is going. And so anyway, the piece reads as follows, and here's the subheading. XRP mirrors Bitcoin's gains. Well, how about that? Which is why, again, this is why I hope that all of you are really bullish on Bitcoin big picture, because all of history shows us XRP is just following Bitcoin. So you should really want Bitcoin to do well if you want XRP to do well. So directionally, I would expect them to do the same thing, but you just get way more tremendous gains for XRP specifically because there's less money in it. But anyway, piece reads as follows. Data from the charts indicates that Bitcoin typically finds itself in an extensive ascending triangle before staging a massive rally that would result in yearly highs. Accordingly, XRP often follows a similar pattern. Oh, how about that? This phenomenon occurred in 2013 when Bitcoin rallied from $3 in November 2011 to a high of $266 in April 2013. This surge came immediately after Bitcoin broke above an ascending triangle it had been caught in. And in response, XRP surged to 0.0614 cents. That's a little over 6 cents in December 2013. Now, I want to show you a chart for those of you that care to look. If you're just driving, don't worry about it. But this is the all-time price chart of XRP, and I'm just showing on a live coin watch. Ooh, that's not a word. Live coin watch, because it's perfectly sufficient. And I just want to point out, like, the biggest moves back then barely show up on the chart now. And I think that what we saw for an all-time high of XRP is going to look a lot like that. So here you can see, if I can nail this thing here, there you go. That's about right. So here it's saying, it's showing December 4th, 2013, and XRP was just a hair over 6 cents. And if you're looking at the screen here, you can see it like, it's the tiniest little bump right here. But that was massive. You know what that looked like in the moment? Like climbing a mountain when it surged like that, because XRP went from about half a penny to over 6 cents. So that's over a 12-fold increase, and that's over 1,100%, and in very short order. Now, after that, it actually did crater back down to about where it was. So it must have, can you imagine being there in 2013? It must have seemed like the end of the world. And back then, it's this new scary internet magic money thing. So it was even more intimidating back then. Was the asset class even going to exist in like another half a year or a full year? Like, there's so much uncertainty back then. And so a lot more risky back then. But see, I'm telling you, whatever we're going through right now, and it's real, but I'm just saying, being in the world back then, whew, and fewer people, smaller community, like less people to bounce ideas off of. Are you the only person in this vacuum on the internet that's doing this stuff? It might feel like that, even though it's not literally true. So thankfully, now it's a decade later, yeah, we don't have as great an opportunity for returns as the people in a decade ago, but still, it's a trade-off there. There's perceived less risk. Anyway, peace continues. Bitcoin repeated this trend in 2017 after it broke above a multi-year ascending triangle. The asset eventually rallied to $19,785 in December 2017. XRP mirrored this movement, soaring to its all-time high of $3.31 in January 2018. And so this is certainly true. Do you see what happens? So Bitcoin goes, then XRP goes. It just historically is accurate. It's just a matter-of-fact type of statement here. So the fact that once we got the legal clarity for XRP, Bitcoin had been trending down, well, it's not surprising that directionally XRP did the same thing. The degree to which it happens, I'm not really as concerned about. And I firmly believe that XRP would be worth a lot less today had we not gotten that legal clarity, because it still would have moved in tandem, but at a lower level. So, is what it is. Peace continues. The pattern resurfaced in 2021, leading to Bitcoin's all-time high of $68,997 in November 2021. XRP had hit a high of $1.95 in April 2021, but the selling pressure triggered from the SEC lawsuit, which came up in December 2020, hampered XRP's growth. So yeah, so there you go. So I think this is why I wanted to highlight this. This is knocking it out of the park. This is exactly what I've been saying for the longest damn time. I'm glad I'm not the only one that sees this and understands this makes sense. Of course, XRP was suppressed, and we would have seen a new all-time high, but not for the SEC. Their attack against Ripple, ultimately an attack on XRP holders in kind. I mean, that's what it resulted in ultimately. So yeah, we would have seen it because XRP is the only top 10 crypto that at the time didn't go on to a new all-time high. That's peculiar, right? I think so. So we got screwed by Jay Clayton and the rest of the asshats at the SEC, but again, it doesn't matter ultimately. I guess we have to be more patient, and that's life. I don't like it, but that's life. But the good news is XRP continues to move in tandem, so it's not going to matter. When Bitcoin goes again, and I believe that it will, XRP is going to follow. And even if it follows not down to the second, the minute, the day, the week, the month, so on and so forth, even if it runs at the end of an alt season, which it has certainly done in the past, fine. That does not scare me in the least. That's not intimidating in the least. I feel great about this. And that's why I wanted to highlight this. This is very normal stuff. And then they write, notably in late 2021 presented a massive bull run with multiple assets hitting record highs. Some analysts assert that XRP would have also registered a new all-time high that year if the lawsuit hadn't occurred. Spot on. But it's a coming. And see, that's why I'm saying. So you can't undo, like I keep saying, 2.5 years of price suppression that resulted from the SEC action at the snap of a finger. It doesn't get repaired even after, what's it been, a good 6 weeks or so at this point. You can't repair 2.5 years of damage in 6 weeks. You can't just make all the people that would have purchased XRP over 2.5 years magically be holding it now. You can't make that happen. So it's going to take time, but when things really go, it's just not going to matter. The opportunity is still here. That's the point. That's what I believe anyway. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.